Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Govir Go Home. We're going to do a little bit of a tutorial here. I'm going to fill in this whole area just like I did over here, only I didn't really film it. I'm going to show you how I'm going to basically achieve this with the, like it's almost like creating a land form with the strips of cardboard. And I've got this whole bare area here. You can see I've got my tracks down, wires down as well. And yeah, so the train, obviously it runs through here and there's a raised section here. So we're gonna go through this and I'm gonna show you exactly what to do. All right, so let's get started. So with this area here, I really just want to focus on this area, and I'm kind of working my way this way. So this line here, see that line that I made? I'm not planning on going any further than that right now, or even up here, just because this whole area over this way is going to require some bit more extensive work as far as filling in the land and what I want in that general area. So this here, obviously you can see I've got my, whatever they're called, my piers. There we go, my piers for the bridge and the abutment there. And then obviously this land here is raised up a little bit. So what I want to do, I want to create a box basically. So I want to raise this up, and obviously I've got that piece back there that's raised up. And then I kind of want to create a trim around this as well, so that, because that's going to slope downward, and this here is going to kind of swoop in more or less into here. So I want to raise the land right about here. So I'm going to raise the land about here, and I want to raise the land here. Obviously you want to raise the land back there as well. So, and then this is obviously, this is raised up here and in the middle and just on the side a little bit, but I have to go up this just a little bit, but we'll get into that when I'm in that area. So first off, let's create our frame. Okay, so part of this is basically creating your frame. I use this pink foam here. Some people will put their fascia right up to it, and then they cut their fascia in the land form. But because the fascia, I mean, the way that you normally put it on, yeah, you want to not risk putting it on and removing it, putting it on and removing it so many times. So I do this, and then I'll put my fascia up against it, I trace it out, and then I cut it out, and then I put it as my final piece to kind of make that a bit more solid. So what I'll do is I'll take the foam and I'll box it in, and I've done this in a number of locations, and you can even see I did it here. And then obviously we add our cardboard strips on top of that. So I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm going to take another piece and put it right down the middle like this, but off to the off to an angle, because I want it to come up this way and then swoop down this way. I'm also going to add a few little pieces in here just to kind of give it a bit more guidance and throw off the land a little bit. And I'll probably trim those down a little bit, but you want to kind of, you know, make it look a little bit more natural. And you just got to remember, if the area is just going to be grass anyways and maybe some tree and bush, try to make it a little bit more flowing. Unless it's an area where you're adding rocks and stuff, then you can have sharper edges, and then you can add those in after. But I'm just going to have this as like a little bit of a meadow, kind of a field, if you will. So we'll keep it simple. Okay, so after hot gluing a bunch of these pieces in place, what I want to do, I want to kind of carve it down. So With this here, it does stick up a little bit over this lip, and I do want it to be just like this here, where it just kind of gradually slopes down a little bit. So I will kind of cut that out. I'll slope this down a bit on this side, and with these here, like you can see I've already started, I just kind of cut it downward a little bit this way so it's not pointed. And I'll do the same with this here. All right, so after your foam has been carved down to the desired, I guess, angle or cut or whatever, you can add your cardboard strips. So I cut cardboard strips, like obviously I do a bunch at a time, so I'm not stopping every 5 minutes to cut more strips. Yeah, and basically I start off with one right on the edge, and I'm gonna follow this, and I'm gonna give it a bit of a hangover, so it's a lip. And this here will start as it's a starting piece really for what I'm gonna continue to do here. So I'll attach this just to kind of show you what I mean, and then we'll start adding more pieces. Okay, so you can see here, I glued my first strip down, which goes right along the edge here, and then there's a bit of overhang, you see that? So really what we're doing here, okay, when we do the overhang, we're giving us a place to kind of glue for the other, I don't know how you would say it. So you've got the top, right? And then you need a bottom, and then a top, and then it's going to go bottom, etc., etc. So this piece here is glued to the lip, the underside lip of this, where if I just glued them all onto here, you know, it's like whatever. But I try to keep things as uniform as possible so that it flows nicely. So when I go to add another strip, and let's say we go this way, it will do the opposite. So I don't know if you guys have ever weaved before, but but yeah, it'll basically go like that, which is the complete opposite. Now I try to bend and flex these pieces up quite a bit before I actually attach them. That one looks fairly stiff there, so it doesn't look as good, and it's not going to be as natural looking. But yeah, I'll glue it to here and glue that, you know, etc., etc. And then I keep going down. Now the after I make all the way down to here and everything's out this way, then I can start adding along here and going this way. I like to use the really long pieces because when I do the contour and I go up and over and whatnot, I'll have a bit extra here, but I can just clip that off, and that'll be my last piece, and I'll glue it right down there before it even hits the roadbed. And same there, and so on and so forth. And then I keep those little pieces because there's going to be small areas that I need, you know, some little pieces to kind of fill in. So I'm using everything. I don't waste anything. I use all of it. So let's get weaving and see how much we can get done here. Okay, so you can see here I've done a large portion of this, and just to show you kind of as an example, when we have the foam underneath to kind of hold it up, when you push on that, like it doesn't go anywhere. Where let's say if you didn't, obviously you'd have a lot of flex like that. That side's not really glued down yet, but I just wanted to show you just a little piece of foam going right across. You know, it gives it a lot more strength. So as obviously you can see, I got a huge section here already weaved and whatnot. I'm kind of moving upwards up this way here to kind of fill in this. You'll see that right along the bottom here of my pier, I did glue a piece of cardboard, and it comes back and it joins the weave. I'm gonna do another one, and it's kind of like the cross section here, and it's gonna go on this side, and then it's gonna join the weave going this way. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. It probably won't come back all that far. I just need it to join up with this actual piece. And then from here, using this piece here, just like I used the lip here, I'm going to have pieces going from here down to right here. And I can just follow it right along, and then I can weave up as well. And then this will create a slope kind of downwards. So let's get to work. All right, everybody, there you have it. It is all done. Maybe I did a bit more than what I was supposed to, because I ended up, obviously, well, I did that on the live last week, but I ended up going all the way around, and I'll just kind of show you here. And I did all that as well, and blocked all that off, and that's all good to go. So that being said, yeah, because I was only going to do the plaster cloth to like maybe about here, because I do have to carry on this way, sneak peek. But yeah, so basically gonna do the plaster cloth to about here, and then go all the way this way. I'm gonna do this entire corner for sure. That all has to be done. And then I might go up a little bit this way, maybe to about there. And yeah, we'll catch on the next video, and you'll see all this done in plaster cloth. Thanks for watching. I'm Go Veer, go home. But I have a train to catch. Bye now.